Hey everybody, welcome back. Peter Boland here. Thank you so much for joining our YouTube show. Okay, today what we're going to be talking about, and it's a question that I seem to get all the time. It's if I had to restart my business all over again, how would I operate it? And really, what would I end up doing differently than what I did before? Okay, so one thing about the janitorial industry, there are a million different ways to do it. You can go after big buildings, you could be niche focused in medical, you can do small little locations, you can franchise. There's so many different ways to do it. These are just the ways that I would do it. I really picked two ways. First off, we're gonna go over, starting over number two. I would focus on high monthly contracts. So I'm gonna focus on contracts that have a huge value. I'm not gonna go after $200 a month contracts. I'm not gonna go after $500 contracts where I'm gonna have to purchase $1,000 worth of supplies. I'm gonna go after places like restaurants, industrial facilities, and the way I'm gonna go after them is I'm gonna specifically target them with cold calling and door knocking. Okay, so the way you're gonna have to do it is with energy, right, and effort. So you're gonna focus on high monthly contracts. So I'm gonna focus on restaurants. I'm gonna focus on $1,000, $2,000 contracts. So I'm gonna have to push 10 times harder than I would than if I had a company, because I don't have any social proof. I don't have a website, I don't have Google reviews, I don't have anything that I currently use right now in order to prop up our deals where we can close 30%. So I'm probably not gonna close 30%. I'm probably gonna close more like 10%. So in order to get the exact same volume I do now, I'd have to do 3 times the amount of phone calls and door knocks, okay? So focus on big ones. So second thing I would do is I would subcontract all the work out. I know my expertise is in sales. And when I first did it, I was like, oh, maybe I'll subcontract, maybe I have employees, I just didn't know. So I'd have some employees and I'd have some subcontractors. What I really didn't know is employees and subcontractors are the same people. They're not the same classification under the labor board, and they're not the same classification under the tax codes, but they are the exact same people. Where people who are subcontractors are a little better is they want to build a business of their own. Employees, the ones that you're looking for, have a business mindset. You're not looking for $15 an hour employees, you're looking for an employee who has a business mindset. But I would subcontract all my work out, 100% of it. I would negotiate with my subcontractors that they get paid when I get paid, so I have zero cash flow in the deal. They have to purchase the supplies. I would give a list and a range of what they have to have per building. I would give them the training on it, the checklist, and I would do follow-ups every single week. Okay, so I would create a contract on my own. Like, I don't have any money for a lawyer, so I would create a rough draft of something, and that's what I would have the way it worked out. So they get paid when I get paid. So I could go out and just bang doors as much as humanly possible so I can get up to $10,000 a month worth of contracts. Maybe I'm only getting 30% of that 10,000, but after a month, that means I'm making $3,000 a month and I've invested $0 into it yet. So that's what I would end up doing. 100% of everything gets subcontracted out, and I would negotiate multi-units for buildings. So I go after a restaurant and I'd be like, hey, we're gonna do it at this price, but after 2 months, if we do good, I want your 5 restaurant chain. Or there's a business that has 3 locations, okay, great, in your city. If we do good here, I want all 3 locations at this price. I would negotiate multi-unit deals. Because what ends up happening is, instead of negotiating on just that cleaning contract and wondering if he should do it with you or not, the client, if I start negotiating multi-unit deals, I'm like, I've already moved past this deal where he's wondering if he should move forward, and I'm now like, okay, but I want all your units. So now we're negotiating a bigger picture, and it's easier for him to say yes on one because he's really, in reality, already said yes to the one, and we're negotiating multi-units. So those would be the 3 things that I would look at and that I would do. And then the last thing, if I have no money and I need money immediately, and I was doing it here, anytime I got a janitorial contract, I would ask them to pay up front. Done it a few times, very, very difficult to do, hard to negotiate. I would actually lose a couple contracts just based on trying to negotiate it. But the way I would do it is I go, hey, you pay your first month up, your 12th month you get free. So I at least have cash up front And I know at the end of the year, I'm gonna have a month where I don't get paid from them, but at least I have enough money up front to like feed my family and do these things. So this is what I would do to start over. I need money up front. I need to have somebody go do the work that's a professional so I could focus on all my sales. The next thing that I would sit back and I would do, and this is the real one that I would do, is I would focus on developing contracts for partners. I know in Canada there's about 75,000 janitorial companies, and I'm talking about small ones. And I'm talking about, if you include the ones that aren't even registered, nothing at all. These people are looking to grow their janitorial business. They have no clue how to. So I know how to go out and get janitorial contracts on tap. Boom. So a mistake we made in our business is we focused so heavily on getting janitorial contracts that we would have all these contracts and just not enough partners. So what we've done is we've shifted the focus where we focus on finding partners and finding people who want to grow their janitorial business. So we have ways now of finding these other partners, giving them training, and then giving them guaranteed contracts. And we don't take any money off the contracts, they just get it. Okay, so we have all these programs we have now, but it's all partner and janitorial focused. Okay, so this is what I would do first. So again, I have nothing, zero. All I have is a cell phone. I would be looking on Kijiji and these Craigslist type places for people looking to grow their janitorial business and seeing if they could find businesses that want them to clean. I would call them and I would broker a deal with them to build their company. I go, hey, you give me 30 grand, we'll sign a contract. Within 3 months, I'll give you X amount of contracts. If I don't hit this number, I'll give you your money back based on how many contracts I'm short. Because really, the issue still with this one is, number two is you don't have cash up front. You're gonna have to negotiate some type of deal so you could have money up front. Because cash flow is always the biggest nightmare in the janitorial business. People don't see it coming. They just think a mop bucket costs me $89, and by the time I buy all the supplies, I'm like 700 bucks in, so now I have my own business. But they don't think about, man, I gotta pay my employees, I have to get like a phone number, website. I'm not gonna get paid for 60 days on some of this stuff. So the cash flow is where everybody gets murdered. They think small and not big, and this is where I most drowned. So this is the way I would do it without avoiding cash flow, so I know I could start making money right away. If you guys, and then there's the other one that I would do too. Hope that information helps you guys out. As always, if you would want more information on how to even build a partner program on your own, where we can show you the contracts, where to find the partners, how to sell your contracts for 4 times, or even if you just need help starting your business, we can do anything in between. The phone number is 1-800-377-5572. And you could always email admin@mastersjanitorial.com. Thank you so much for coming in today, everybody. I really appreciate it.